couple of weeks' time, a very interesting period. We are having all the world leaders convening in Bali, the NGO community. At the same time, Al Gore and the International Panel on Climate Change is coming to Oslo, receiving the Nobel Peace Prize, and receiving it for their work on climate and social justice in a large extent. So what do you want to know? What do you want to say to this panel of influential people, including Catherine in Germany, facing these opportunities and challenges? Please tell us your name at the same time.
My name is Lisbeth Kjolno. I'm an information consultant at WWF Norway, and I'm wondering exactly what is Norway bringing to the table in Bali? What promises?
Very concrete question. What is Norway actually bringing to the table? And now we want the juicy parts.
You won't get the number. My good friend Lars Haltbrekken asked the question in an even more impolite way here at the conference 1 week ago. He said that the opposition has suggested that we should go to Bali with 3 billion Norwegian kroner. And he asked, is there any possibility that you will go further than the opposition and go with 6? But the truth is that we are seriously considering the possibility of supporting such activities while waiting for the entry into force of an agreement regulating such emissions on a more permanent basis. And what I think is important, what the last things that was said is there is a window of opportunity because that deforestation is not a part of the CDM mechanisms today. And there are a rush for an early action, and to start with the idea of a global fund in these years to come will be extremely important. And that is the road we are working with up until Bali. And I would like to add something which I think is important, both considering what will be CDMs in the future, CDM mechanisms, but also in this fund, because we are talking big numbers. When you say stop deforestation in 7 years, I think that's a tough issue. But then we also have to think that these questions must be linked to conservation of biological diversity, and it must be linked to the livelihoods of indigenous peoples and local communities. And we have to learn from what we have done over the last 10 years. We have seen examples, for instance, in the Uganda, where carbon offset projects has been criticized for ignoring local people's land rights. I think it's important in the work with this issue, when the numbers are growing that big, that we are taking also these kind of questions very seriously. But if I'm allowed, I would like to ask a question to Brazil, because we are very eager to know what is being discussed in Brazil now up until Bali. We met with Marina Silva 1 month ago. It was very interesting to talk about her, about this initiative, but it will be interesting to hear if there have been any development.
Bom, o que a gente percebe é que o governo brasileiro se sente muito confortável nesse momento em relação a uma reunião de Bali, porque o Brasil reduziu suas taxas de desmatamento nos últimos 3 anos, embora tenha aumentado significativamente as suas emissões por queima de combustíveis fósseis nesse período, porque o Brasil dispõe da tecnologia de biodiesel, que tem provocado, enfim, um interesse grande dos países desenvolvidos, e vai reafirmar a proposta já feita anteriormente, no contexto da ideia da redução compensada através de um fundo de doações. Então, o governo brasileiro acredita que vai chegar numa posição confortável em Bali comparativamente com a situação de outros países. Não acho que haverá grandes avanços na posição do governo brasileiro nesse momento. O governo não admite discutir metas obrigatórias de redução de emissões, embora na sociedade brasileira essa discussão esteja crescendo.
the government of Brazil, they are quite pleased with themselves now ahead of Bali. They're quite comfortable. They have for 3 consecutive years reduced deforestation. They have a very high standing internationally on the biofuels technology. The whole world is looking to Brazil as a way of reducing emissions. And what we see is that they will probably propose exactly the same as they have been saying before, that there should be compensation for reduction through an international fund based on donations. And they will probably feel that they are in a very strong position in compared to other countries. And they will not be willing to discuss obligatory goals for reductions, even though this is being discussed in the society.